Hey up everybody, my name is Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about success and the image of success and comparisons to yourself. You know how we all kind of have that thing, I'm sure, at least I do, but I'm sure other people have it as well. You know, say this is my phone, right? And I'm scrolling through my phone, scrolling through Instagram, and I'm lying back, I'm like, oh, my life feels a wreck. I haven't gotten everything done. I feel like such a failure. All that kind of, self-defeating kind of stuff that inevitably ends up happening, even if you try to fight it. Scrolling through your phone and you're going through and you're seeing other people, you're seeing some influencers and stuff, and they're all going out and they're having a great time. You see like your friends and on Instagram, whatever, and they're having a brilliant time. You see them going on dates, you see them going on holiday, you see the selfies in front of the beautiful fucking rolling hills, and it's like all inspirational messages on the bottom and like all that kind of stuff. And this all gets perpetuated and cycled around, regurgitated again and again and again. And it can often feel like a lot of it is phony, a lot of it is not real. And I think the reason for that is because we've turned inspiration and self-improvement into a business model. We've turned it into something that can be profited from. So even these kind of videos, I'm just as guilty of it. I'm giving off some kind of image of success, someone that goes out and is able to just talk about like, you can do it, blah blah blah, you can be you can do it, you get all that kind of stuff. I do these kind of motivational kind of videos, and they're just the same kind of bollocks that everyone else is kind of saying at the end of the day. So this motivational, like feel good kind of stuff has just become a business venture for people. And I kind of wanted to dispel that myth because it's been on my mind for a few days. And I think today it really came to a head because I try and get 2 videos out a day. I haven't backlogged anything or anything like that, which I really maybe should have done because these videos are starting to take quite a while. So I went out today and I like to go to like a park or like some fun kind of location and just do a bit of a talk. I did one where I was like stood on the edge of a precipice and I'm just kind of standing there. And I was talking about the idea of burnout and like you don't want to fall off. So, and in real life I didn't want to fall off as well, so it kind of added a bit of conflict. Did a video about, reminiscing about childhood, and I did it in a playground. That kind of thing. And it's nice to get out of this and not have this as my backdrop, because it's not, I don't want to keep filming videos here. It's not particularly interesting. And I went out today to get some videos, and long and short of it is those videos aren't coming out because they are shit. They were terrible. Didn't know what to say. Felt like I'd exhausted all my words. I felt like I couldn't get a good shot. I felt like everything I did was just failing. And you know what? Cut. That's we're going to cut to some footage from today. I don't think it's usable. I don't think it's any good. If you can see this is this is the second take of this. This is the first time I had to do a second take because I went out and I failed, and I did a whole video about what to do if you come into failure. And that's what this video is. But if you zoom in on it, right? Do you see my face isn't actually in focus? And like, if it was a tiny bit out of focus, I wouldn't really mind, but it's so out of focus that it's really distracting me. And I felt like the shot composition wasn't particularly interesting, and I'm like, this is slightly better. But, and also I wasn't particularly happy with the way that I was wording everything and the way that everything kind of came out. I felt like I was kind of rambling and sort of giving this very mixed message. And I think what's important about this little back and forth between me, the creator, and you, the audience, is you're coming to watch someone that can try and make you feel better. You're watching these as a bit of a feel-good thing, or to get some like insight into, I don't know, my life or my worldview, or not really about mine in itself, but how it can apply to you, which is the same way that I watch plenty of other creators, and they do similar kind of videos where they just talk and they try and figure out their worldview, and I kind of like that kind of thing. And what a lot of these channels don't show, and what a lot of these influencers that you might look at don't show, is when everything fails, when everything falls apart, when you don't have a solid video and you need to scramble to kind of make something as quick as possible. You don't get shown the dark side. Even you know, in a behind the scenes documentary, there might be like the sad part of like, we made this film, then there's a sad part. Play some piano music, dun 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 dun, and it all felt so hard. But then I got back up, oh baby, and everything went brilliantly. Hey, hey, I was trying to do like the little dance from Gil from The Simpsons. I'm sitting down, so it doesn't really work. But you know, you don't get shown that kind of honesty. And I'm not showing you true honesty, because for me, true honesty right now would be, oh God, what am I gonna do? You know, even that wasn't completely fake, but that's what I'm kind of thinking. That was what I was thinking right before I rolled the camera. I was like, I need to get this done. I need to get this video. I need to get this video. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to call this person. I need to call this person. I need to go for this call. I need to make sure I get to this thing for 7. I need to make sure that this thing's done. I need to get more of the script done. I need to prepare all the shooting, because we're doing 4 days of shooting next week, and we're, you know, like, there's a lot going on, you know, in terms of preparation and designating each of these things a space in my mind. And it gets to a point where I did this metaphor, and this, you might have seen me put a Fanta can on my head. The reason I put the Fanta can on my head is like, so you got this one thing in your mind, right? And I was talking about the idea of catastrophizing. And I think with this, it's more like you got one thing, and then you got another thing, and then you've got another thing, and then you've got like another thing, and then you've got another thing, and then you've got like one really big thing, and like, you know, I can't even let go because it will all crumble, right? But if I just have the one little thing, it's manageable, you know? So it's about not letting too much get on your head. Don't let too much occupy your mind, and don't stress yourself out. Don't worry so much about things, because when you see these influencers and these creators and these people that give off such an image of success, they're just like you. Even if they're rich, you know, inside the mind, they still work the same way as you. You know, like Jeff Bezos still has to wake up in the morning and go on his phone, and probably ends up scrolling through Instagram and seeing stuff he doesn't want to see. And, you know, like, I don't know, who's another famous one? Bill Gates, you know, he still has to, you know, deal with, like, you know, various failures. They won't be the same kind of failures that you would have. They'd be different kind of failures for sure, and they would certainly come from a more, you know, wealthy point of view, and it'll be it's a totally different world, obviously, but failure still comes, flaws still happen. And I think trying to compare yourself to what you see as like people who are doing better than you is just setting yourself up for failure at the end of the day, when all you should really need to worry about is yourself and how well you're doing. And, you know, check in with your friends and stuff. You know, I'm not saying just be a selfish person. I'm saying don't worry so much about the success of others, because if you don't, it's just not necessary. And for the most part, their success is bollocks. It's not true. It's an image. It's a projection of their inner insecurities. You know, you take someone like, I don't know, Logan Paul, for instance. He seems like he's got a lot of controversies at the moment, but you would look at him and think, that's a successful looking guy who, you know, apart from the fact he's, you know, a bit of I can't say for legal reasons, but he looks like he's got all his ducks in a row, you know, even if I don't like him. But I don't have my ducks in a row, and I like me. What's wrong with me? Why is he doing so well? And it's like, well, he's not doing that well either. You know, he comes in little stresses. He has bad days. He has times where, you know, maybe he does a podcast and the audio came out a bit weird, or like he did a podcast and it just felt like, this is a crap podcast. We can't upload this, or, you know, that kind of thing. Or maybe him and Jake Paul did a video and they didn't really work out. It kind of didn't look all that good, or you know, maybe the sound wasn't right, or maybe just it was a boring video and people wouldn't have watched it, and the idea was kind of naff to begin with, and I don't know why I even got so into this idea. Oh, well, you know, don't worry about it, we can just do another video. And they can just do another video. And you, whatever failure that you might have just come into recently, think of your most recent failure. Think of the thing that most recently set you back, and how did you deal with it? How did it make an impact on your life? How did it affect your flow and your groove? Because if you lose the groove, then it's much harder to actually gain it again. If you're sort of like this and then you stiff up, it's harder to like kind of get back into it. But as time goes on, you slowly get back into it, and you slowly get back into it, and it works out. So if you can make preventative measures for failure, definitely do. But don't worry so much if failure does come, because failure is inevitable, and you can't escape it. But it will come, and it won't be as bad as it looks. It won't be as bad as it seems from afar when you catastrophize about it and you worry about what happens when you fail. The failure will happen, and then the failure will go away, and it will become part of the past, and your future will still be there waiting for you. So I think to kind of wrap all this up, if you're someone that is looking at like people on social media and are worrying about yourself in comparison to them, maybe take some time away from social media. I've uninstalled Instagram. I never was on Twitter really anyway. And the only thing now is bloody YouTube, because you can't uninstall YouTube on your phone. So you go on YouTube and then the shorts end up coming up, so you can't really get rid of them. So that's a bit of a pain in the ass. But I've managed to get rid of everything else. And limit your time online if it's affecting you negatively. Limit these sort of things so that you can not feel this need to compare, because it's an artificial need. It's not even a need. It's an artificial thing that you end up just doing, because you don't need to see these things. You don't need to see what's going on the other side of the screen, because at the end, you're just a number to them. You're not important. You're not anything, and the worry that you have in your mind is irrelevant to everybody. And it's a bit sad to think about, really, but it is the way that it is. And all we can do is really just try to make the best of it and know that things will be all right, and things aren't as bad as they seem, even if they look pretty grim. I think that's going to be it. I don't think there's anything else I really need to add. Yeah, sorry that this is a bit of a mess of a video. Sorry that you got 2 videos in the same room today. But that's what ends up happening when you. I'm trying to make the best of what's happened today. The fact that today's filming was a failure, and this is the path that's going forwards. And tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going out tomorrow. I'm going into London tomorrow, so I'm gonna hopefully get some fun videos out of that. I'm gonna try and get back for the early evening so I can edit them fast and stuff. I need to get back early anyway because I'm doing the filming on Friday, so. Expect 2 videos from sort of central London area kind of tomorrow. And then, yeah, thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for, putting up with the complete rambly nature of these kind of things. And I hope that you can take something away from them that's of any use to you. And I hope that, you go through life, and once you get bored of me at a certain point. I hope that the general message of just being yourself, not worrying so much, and taking life from a fairly jovial point of view, I hope that these things that can stick with you, because the world is a big scary place, and all you can do is you can carve out your own little nice little oasis in there. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. You have a great night. Take care.